It's ruptured. We're low on fuel. That one bounced.
Time to roll out.
Hey everyone, how's it going? In this video I'll be showing the British Tier 7 medium tank, the Comet. This video is kind of ironic because this is the first time I'm showing this tank, and this is also the last battle I played in this tank to get to the British Tier 8 medium, the Centurion Mark I. And I really actually like the Comet. I know that people tend to like the Cromwell a lot more, but I just find myself doing a lot better with the Comet. The gun depression is amazing at minus 12 degrees. And you're gonna see that come into play later on in the video. But also, the DPM is very good, and it's not as fast as the Cromwell, definitely not, but it's still decently speedy, I guess. Like 50 kph is decent in my opinion. It allows me to do what I want to do as a medium tanker. Although, that's not exactly my forte, so I'm still trying to learn medium tanks as a result. And I think this is the first time I've played on highway in a medium tank since they changed the map around in the latest update. And I have to say, I like the way it is a lot more now. It felt kind of unbalanced when you spawned in the south, so both the city and the field area in the north where I am right now got changed, and I think it's equally winnable from both sides. But anyways, I'm actually platooned with Luke here, and he's in his ELC AMX, and he's gone on a scouting run for us. He ends up spotting one of the better players on the enemy team, the M6. And the T-49 Cromwell and I are able to take shots at him from long range. Although we don't quite manage to take him out. And then Luke also lights up an AT-7, one of two who are in a platoon together, so right here I'm thinking that they're going to probably be together and holding down the base while the majority of the enemy tanks have gone into the city, since we really haven't seen much pressure from the enemy here in the field. Actually, we haven't seen any pressure at all. It's just the M6 and one AT-7 so far that have been spotted in their base. So I'm just trying to stay at long range and look after my health a little bit here and take shots of opportunity. And the gun on the Comet is good, but the penetration can be lacking sometimes, so that's why I have so many premium shells in my loadout. And I have to say, I have never fired as many premium shells in this tank as I have in this game. So feel free to call me a gold noob because I spammed the APCR this game. But I think it was justified because I was facing tanks like the AT-7, which have pretty great armor. And I believe the standard shell penetration with the non-premium rounds on the Comet is 148 millimeters, which, if you don't hit the cupola on the AT-7 square on, then it tends to bounce in my experience. So that can be a definite problem here. And I'm looking around and I almost rammed Luke to death because I was looking at the enemy AT-7. And I actually am able to come up and track him side on to me.
That one didn't go through.
And after this shell, I switch to a standard round. So I figure I can get through the side of him and keep him tracked, but no, apparently not. So, forced to continue firing the APCR at his rear drive wheel. And I zoom out and notice that the other AT-7 is looking my way, so I switch to him. I figure my teammates will be able to deal with the AT-7 that's been tracked, facing away from them. And actually, Luke goes in for the kill on the tracked AT-7 and finishes them off,
Enemy armor is hit.
which is a good result for us, because these tank destroyers definitely have a lot of health. Here I'm actually getting hit by the enemy Chi-Ri.
Damage them.
I don't really bother pulling back at this point because I know he has a decently long reload, since he fired 3 shots in quick succession, which means he has the autoloader gun. And both AT-7s are out now, but it looks like the rest of the enemy team are actually pulling back to defend their cap. And unfortunately, Luke gets caught out by the KV-1 and is unable to escape. But we're going to try to avenge him here. I'm just checking to see if the enemy mediums and heavies have come by the train tracks or up over the hill. But they are down on the tracks. And I finish off the KV-1. 2 shots to the side of the turret. And then I notice, as I'm going for the Chi-Ri and the VK, that I have run out of friends here. And I don't really want to face down 2 of them on my own. And then the Tiger P shows up, so I decide to get away as fast as I can. And that was a bit lucky. My first shot hitting and penetrating like that. But I have to repair my engine here to get out of trouble. Especially since I took that hit from the Tiger P. But this allows me to more or less flank the Chi-Ri and VK. And also allows me to have a 1v1 with the Chi-Ri while the VK is preoccupied with the Tiger and Jagdpanther. Now the turret armor isn't that great on the Comet, but it can bounce sometimes, which is, in my opinion, a pretty good upgrade from the Comet. And the negative 12 degrees of gun depression definitely helps. I really appreciate tanks with good gun depression. The gun depression on the Cromwell was not bad at minus 8 degrees, but it just wasn't as good as the Comet is. That's 5 kills and 3,000 damage, which is so far I think the best game I've had in the Comet. But there's still one more tank left, and that's the T-29. And this is what I don't like about World of Tanks, and that is the community. Because even though I think this guy in the T-29 was a bot, both teams just start tearing into the guy, and like, I don't always mind the community, but sometimes the chat just gets really toxic, and it's annoying. But anyways, I'm on 400-ish health, so I figure I can at least take 1 shot from this guy. And there's 2 people on cap, so I want to get a little more damage out of this. At this point, I didn't really think I would be getting Top Gun. So I was feeling, well, not reckless, but I just wanted to get the damage before the game ended. And you shouldn't do this, but the enemy team were telling me where the last player was in the T-29. And it looks like he's actually a, well, it's hard to say if he's a bot or not. He definitely plays really strangely, but I pull out side-on, which is kind of dumb here. And then I notice he's actually using the 76mm. And he keeps shooting my track off without doing any damage to me. Well, not that time, but I'm able to keep just planting shots into his lower plate. And then machine gun port. And finish him off for 6 kills, a Top Gun, on my last game of the Comet. Well, it's not my last game. I'm not going to be selling the tank, but it's the last game I needed for the Centurion. I really like the Comet quite a lot. I think it's my favorite medium tank at the moment, and even though I haven't really gotten any really good games in it, I've gotten consistently decent or good games in it, so I've really been enjoying it. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe I'll catch you next time. Happy hunting.